welcome to the very first 3M Asian Foodie podcast. Today I'm joined by Michelle and Marcus. Say hi.
Hi.
All right, so today's topic we will talk about ramen noodles. We'll start with instant ramen noodles, and let's see if we have time to talk about gourmet. We may have cut it into to another episode, but yeah. So, Marcus, since this is, your topic, start us off.
Okay, so I just wanted to have a quick chat about what instant ramen is and where it sort of came from and the many thousands types of ramen that are in existence right now. Obviously, we don't have time to cover all of that, but I think we can give it a good shot.
All right.
So, ramen, I'm not sure. So, let me pose this as a question to you guys. Where do you think ramen came from?
I think.
I'm guessing it has Asian origin.
Yeah, like Japan or somewhere.
That was a good start.
Japan or...
I feel like it's Korean.
So Mike is saying Korean.
I feel like it's Korean.
Japan.
And Michelle, you thinking Japan?
Yeah, or like what's it from? Yeah, Japan.
Yeah. So ramen is originally a dish that, well, firstly, it didn't used to come in a packet. It always used to be handmade and freshly made, and it's more closely related to the Chinese dish ramen.
What? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So ramen meaning pool noodles. So it was then adopted by the Japanese people, who then took a spin on it and called it ramen. And it was originally posed as a Chinese dish in Japan. But then it kind of caught on, and more people liked eating it. So then they decided to, after the Second World War, mass produce it in huge amounts. So effectively, they found a way to make noodles easy to rehydrate and easy to make into a sort of a food stuff, and that essentially gave us the instant noodle as we know it. So the person who invented instant noodles was a person named Momofuku Ando, who is Chinese Japanese, and he's also the founder of the company called Nissin Foods, which is still in existence right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I know that, the instant noodles with that little chef man.
Yeah. So he first invented the very, very famous, ubiquitous, all over the world cup noodle with the characteristic white cup, the red writing cup noodle on the front, and those lines, with the idea that all you need is a cup of hot water and the cup noodle itself, with everything you need to make a good meal in that cup. Just pour hot water, wait 2 minutes, 3 minutes, give it a stir, and that's it. Now it's effectively the first instant noodle or instant ramen.
That's interesting. I did not know it was Chinese. Like, now you said it. Sort of, I could see it. I could see, ramen and then turn into instant, ramen. But that's really surprising. But so since you mentioned Nissin cup noodles, I love their stuff. I genuinely love their stuff. Their seafood flavor, especially because we had it a lot during uni, and it was our our go-to food, our midnight snack and stuff like that. And
diet.
It blew my mind because the one I had before, right before I got to know cup noodles and Nissin cup noodles, and there's another one called it's very basic cup noodles and instant noodles. It's called E something. If I find it, I'll post an image here. But basically, it's very bare. You know, it's just the noodles and one sort of seasoning packet. There's no dried vegetables or anything, and the season packet is very basic as well. It's just chicken or beef, I think. Well, I think that's the only two flavors it had. So, you know, and by the way, it's cheap. Like cup noodles are not cheap. Okay, let's get that out of the way. Those cost like the ones I had cost like what like 8p pounds.
That's pretty cheap.
It's so cheap. 8 pence. It's so cheap. But again, it's not. You know, it's not. It does not taste great. So when I first had the Nissin cup noodles, it blew my mind because I never thought, you know, instant noodles could taste this good, and this compact as well. You know, as you said, everything's there. You know, all you have to do is pour hot water in it, and that was it. Oh, there's stuff. But I did not know that I knew like Nissin cup noodles were like old. You know, they're like an old brand. But I did not know like he's like the brand that started it.
Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And now in Japan, you can go to the cup noodle factory or cup noodle museum. You can make your own cup noodle. You can draw on it, and now they have like different sizes of cup noodle. I don't know whether you can get them here in the UK, which is where we live. But I know in Japan and I think in Hong Kong maybe they have like different sizes. So they've got like king size, which is like, I don't know, 2 times the size of a normal cup noodle if you're super hungry. I think they taste the same, but it's quite a novelty thing. I have to say though, we've talked about how cup noodles are basically everywhere, but I've not personally eaten a cup noodle in my life. Not the original cup noodle.
Oh, you mean
anyway.
like the cup, like the actual cup styrofoam one?
So I've had noodles in a cup before, but not the original Nissin Foods cup noodle. So I have no idea what they taste like. I've always third hand, as in I've watched other people eat, and I presume it tastes good, but I've not actually eaten one myself.
I don't know. I've had one in Cathay Pacific, but I don't think that counts, right? Because those ones are just like the ones they put portable ones. They taste.
Oh yeah.
They taste okay. I think I prefer the ones in packets, but maybe because I've grown up eating packet ones.
You mean the original, the like the white?
The white.
Yeah, the white
design. Yeah, okay.
The red writing on the front. I've not eaten one, so I have no idea what the flavor is. I'm gonna presume it's chicken because that's like the most common flavor of instant noodle.
Yeah. Now you mention, I haven't seen it being sold in the shops, you know. So I guess we'll have to go to Japan to taste authentic
factory.
Yeah, we visit the factory. And by the way, the packet I was mentioning, the EP.1, it's Nissin. By the way, it's also
Nissin.
It's also Nissin. I can't find an English name, but it's called Chu Qian Yi Ding. If you see the label, you know which one I'm talking about.
This is probably the most common instant noodle that most people will be aware of in the UK. So this is a Chinese. Well, it's got Chinese on the front, but it's also by Nissin Foods, and on the front it's also got like my ramen on it as well.
Okay.
It's the one with the little boy holding like the microwave oven with a steaming bowl of something, and he's on skates or something, and it's the most common flavors like
sesame,
the chicken noodle soup. Sesame is also
chicken noodle.
So sesame's got the red top. The chicken noodle has the green top. Oh, So I think this was like the childhood meal for many of us growing up.
Yeah, that is like my mom used to buy this because again, you know, in batches. And then so what if, you know, one day she's like, I don't feel like cooking anymore. She would just whip this out and then add, you know, some fresh vegetables or some beef broth in it. That's definitely childhood.
That is
childhood stuff right there. There's also okay, now moving on from Nissan, there's another brand called Samyang.
Oh, is that a
SAM.
Korean brand?
Yes, the Korean brand. Like, I think they're most famous for their hot chicken flavor ramen. That
Fire noodles.
Yeah.
Noodles.
People turned it into like a challenge on the internet because it's too hot. And I have to agree, it's very hot. It
tastes so good.
It's very tasty.
The flavor is just perfect. The flavor is perfect, but the hotness, the spiciness, like, listen, you need to know your spice limit before you try this. Or you could do what I do, is I'm putting just a little bit. I don't put the whole packet. I put like a quarter packet in it, and then that gives enough flavor, and then it's not that spicy.
Yeah, that's true.
But that is legitimately a very good one. It's a very, very good one. It's very, even though again it's it's very oily, but it tastes so good. I don't taste the oil. It's not it's not very how do you say it? It's not very slimy. Like the Nissan True Chain one. Sometimes I feel like it's a bit slimy.
Yeah.
But that one's it feels like the flavor stuck, like in the noodles.
True. That's the thing about, I think, Samyang noodles, is that their noodle texture is more sort of thick and a bit more springy. Yeah. I think the Nissin noodles tend to be a bit thinner, and they go soft and mushy quite quickly if you boil it too. Yeah. I don't think they go that mushy if you cook Samyang ones a bit longer. They're quite resilient, I would say.
I think the ones Korean ones are more, I feel, starchy.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
The texture feels like kind of sticky, but they taste good, but they're just different.
Yeah.
Yeah. But again, I think they don't really classify this as instant noodles. I think they classify on the packet, it says stir fry noodle. So again, yeah, you're supposed to, or they're trying to mimic the stir fry style instead for the traditional noodles in water.
Yeah.
So I guess that could also be a different.
Yeah, that's true. It's like a drier noodle, whereas most of the noodles we've talked about so far are all soup noodles, or like noodle soups. Yeah. So I think this was quite different in terms of, this, like you say, you sort of have noodles and you add the sauce and you sort of dry fry it with the noodle and you eat it like that. Like there's little water, but all the sauce clings to the noodles and effectively coats the noodles, give you good texture, but nothing really, no broth to drink really.
Yeah, I mean, if you drink that broth like that spicy, yeah, you would die. That's insanely hot. But they have variants, isn't it? They have the one time spicy, and then they have the two times spicy.
Yeah,
they have
so
like
the
another
spicy.
One, like in a blue packet.
Yeah, they have like
packet.
So they have like the original black one, which is the 1 time spicy, and the red one, which is 2 times spicy. I don't recommend the 2 times one. It tastes bitter. It's too spicy. It's not just because it's too spicy. It doesn't taste as good as the original black one. And then there's I don't know if the blue one is a seafood taste or.
I don't know. Oh wait, okay, I found an image for it. It says it's ice one.
An ice one. What does that mean?
Ice type of the chicken. Oh, okay, yeah. I think in Korea, they have like cold noodles, like naengmyeon. So I guess what they do is you have to soak it in cold water before you mix it. Compared to the other ones, you just have it warm.
That's interesting. I want to try that though. Is it the same types of ramen or the same type of noodles, or is it?
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same brand. They have that one and a cheese flavor, like.
Oh yeah, cheese flavor.
Yeah,
Because
cool
normally,
pie
like, yeah, because normally like the Korean cold noodles, they don't use the regular ramen noodles. I think they use like glass noodles or something like that, or wheat. Don't quote me on this, but I'm
it's
pretty sure
thinner,
they're
isn't it?
using
It's
that.
thinner.
Yeah, it's thinner and it's a whole different thing. So, I mean, if this is like you're supposed to eat it cold, I wonder how it is. I never had cold ramen noodles.
It's quite nice
Interesting.
actually, cold noodles. I didn't have the spicy one. I had another one which was just their naengmyeon, if that's how you say it. Apologies if I'm
No,
saying it
no,
incorrectly.
My
But
Korean.
but yeah, no, it's good, but it's more sweet. I don't know if the spicy one will be sweet and spicy, or if it will just be spicy.
yeah, that's what I'm wondering too. Um, this could be an interesting thing to taste, actually.
The only
Now,
cold noodles I've eaten is, again, going back to Japanese. I've eaten like cold udon before and cold soba noodles, but they're not really instant noodles per se.
no,
But they do taste
udon.
good. They do taste really good.
Yeah, really
Cold.
good. I love udon noodles. It's very thick. It's yeah, the texture is so good, and then
Yeah, quite springy
the
texture as well.
very springy, and you have a couple of dry seaweed, like fried shrimp, and some narutos.
No.
It's very good. I love it. Oh,
Have you guys
now I
tried what's it called, the dipping one? I think it's udon. Like they
well,
dip it in a sauce, like
Yeah.
sort of separate, and then you dip it in a sauce.
Yeah, so I think you can have either udon or soba in the dipped form, where like you get a small pot of, I think like it's brown colored sauce. I think it's a mixture of soy sauce and bonito flakes and a bit of sake maybe, and then you take your noodles, you dip it in that tiny bit of sauce, and then you eat it.
That sounds good.
It's very refreshing. It's great on a summer's day.
Like now, when it's really
yeah.
hot.
Yeah, so in the middle of
What's the
summer.
last ingredient? You said you kind of cut out there a little bit. I didn't hear it. What was the last ingredient?
So I'm not sure. I was going to say sake, but I'm not 100% sure. I know it definitely contains soy sauce, and I'm sure it contains bonito flakes. It may also contain dashi stock, which is like
that
one of
would
those.
make sense. That would make sense
For the flavor. I think those are the main components.
Now we're getting hungry. I'm getting real hungry here. So there's another brand, quite well known. It's called Nongshim. They do
That
this noodle.
sounds.
They do this noodle called Shin Ramyeon.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, I know.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I say
This
that.
sounds
It's got
very
like the
familiar.
seafood picture on the front, right? Of like red packet with
Red
like
packet.
seafood on top of the noodles or something like that.
Depends. They have different flavors. So they have the shrimp flavor. But normally it is I don't know what flavor this is actually. This is just normal flavor. It doesn't say on the packet. It's just a bunch of mushrooms, some greens, some carrots. You know.
I
So
The original one is just spicy. Like
it says
not
gourmet
much of.
spicy.
Oh, that sounds nice. Gourmet spicy.
It's not like compared to the Korean one. Like this is their child's play. Obviously, it's not. I wouldn't say it's spicy at all. I would say it's yeah. There's no heat. I think it's the flavor. That's why I think they call it gourmet spicy. There's absolutely no heat in it.
I've had something else from them. You guys ever heard of, like in uni we had that Korean store? Like, there was one called Chapaghetti.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a black bean sauce one. It's still from Nongshim, but it's not.
How do you spell it again?
Chapagetti, Chapagetti.
I think I've heard of this. Is it like a dark brown sauce you mix?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I never had this.
That one's quite good.
Jjajangmian. Okay.
It's like jjajangmian, yeah.
Yeah, the one I'm just googling it. The one they had is it just says Korean jjajangmian, which is for those who doesn't speak Chinese. Google it. Jjajangmian. It's
like what's it called? I think they call it like jjajangmyeon.
Yeah, it's a Korean dish as well, which presumably, don't quote me on this, probably got adapted from Chinese dish.
Yeah, I mean, if
probably.
Probably. It is from the same company, Nongshim. Is that correct? Yeah, it is from the same company, Chapagetti. But I feel like they made up. So they put up spaghetti with What is char? Chai? No, char siu? And then they put it together, and then chapagetti. Is that how they get it? Because
I don't know.
What else?
I think it's like spaghetti, right? Spaghetti. It looks like spaghetti.
Yeah, spaghetti and what? Because it's getty.
Yeah, what's the char bit?
I don't know.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is char siu, but I never had this actually. This is like quite a common type of noodle in China actually. I think every noodle shop has this. You know, it's very easy to make, and it's very filling, obviously. It's one of my favorite type of noodles. If the black beans like properly treated and mixed, it's so good.
I found it out. I think what cha means. Because I think they say cha jang is black bean paste.
Oh yes.
So then they use the cha for the black bean paste, and then spaghetti.
That makes sense. That's clever. I mean, this is very marketable to the Western audience. Chapagetti. You know, we don't have these weirder, harder pronounced names. I mean, Nissin Noodles. That's very, very recognizable. I'm gonna say a brand, or I don't know what it's called because I want you guys to help me here. I think we all had it.
It's good.
Well, I'm not entirely sure. It is a cup noodles, but it's not. It's much bigger. I would say it's a bowl noodle. It's called Kanshifu in Chinese.
I haven't tried Chinese noodles before.
Really?
Not Chinese noodles.
Kanshifu. Let me see here. Yeah, so this is Chinese. The instant noodles, and it's very big brand actually. It's a very big brand, and then I'll see if I can find a picture I can send you guys because it's very recognizable.
Maybe we know it's a different name.
I'm googling the Chinese name. I'm hoping the image will give me some. Okay, the label is this white chef with a chef's hat. I'll send you an image on Skype actually. The red one, the red bowl-looking noodle. That's the one I'm talking about. It is Hongshao noodle mian, which is beef flavored.
I think I have had something similar. I'm not necessarily sure it's this brand though. Maybe in Hong Kong I had it.
If you had it in Hong Kong, it's I think it's this. I think maybe it's like a sub brand or something under the same brand, but it is this one, the beef one, is very good. It's very good. I would say compared to the Nissan cup noodles, it has more flavor, but less complex flavors, if that makes sense. So it's very beefy. You taste the beef, obviously, and that's pretty much it. Unlike the Nissan cup noodles, where you can taste the complexity of the seafood flavor, for example, where you can taste a little bit of shrimp, a little bit of squid, a little bit of seaweed and stuff like that. This is just straight up beef flavor and very heavy beef flavor to that.
Is there a way to get this here in the UK?
I'm pretty sure there is. I mean, if you go to any Chinese shop or Asian shops, they should have it.
Yeah, I'm curious now. I think we should try it.
Yeah. You should try it because I haven't had this outside China. Like, I only saw it if you go to like the bigger grocery stores, they sell it under the Asian section. Yeah, and then after a while, I think they stopped selling it because it's too expensive or something. Oh, and then now you can buy it in the Chinese stores and stuff like that.
Okay.
Again, it has like multiple flavors as well. Don't try the seafood one. It's terrible.
So what's the Chinese name? How do you pronounce it in Chinese?
Kang Shifu.
Kang Shifu.
Yeah.
Oh, right. So like what, Master Kang?
Yeah, Chef Kang, Master Kang. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll look up the Chef Kang line of.
Yeah, look out for these two because these are very good. And then what I like about it is because it's much bigger than a cup noodle. It's a bowl basically. It's
They have meat in it.
No, it's just flavor.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if you guys have the self-heating hot pot that they sell now.
There's a self-heating hot pot?
Yeah, there's a self-heating hot pot. It's like
Tasty have one. It's like called what? Oh, what's it called? Yeah, I think I know what you mean.
The brand or the flavor?
As in, no, the brand has this one pot thing that heats by itself, right?
Yeah, it heats by itself, but that does actually have like a proper like beef chunks in it. But sort of like that has proper chunk, vacuum sealed. So, but for instant noodles, is there any noodles that has like actual vacuum sealed beef in it?
Not beef, but some have those vacuum packed kimchi or like, what do you call them? Like little flakes of stuff, like seaweed or something.
But kimchi doesn't expire. It is like it's made through being fermented cabbage.
That's true.
Or something like that, right?
I think it's one of those things that are like dried or like dehydrated, and you chuck it in water with the soup to like bring it back to life. So you get,
the kimchi,
like carrots. Yeah, kimchi. Yeah, it sort of like revitalizes kimchi in a packet. Normally they're like little chunks of kimchi though. It's not like your massive like leaves of kimchi.
I thought it was leaves. I thought it was
bits and pieces. No, if it came out as leaves, that I would definitely get that. I wonder if there is something like that though. I would buy that if that was the case, like proper kimchi noodle.
Yeah, or just buy kimchi and put it in there. That works too.
Yeah, but kimchi goes off after a while. Like, you can leave it in the fridge, but then sometimes kimchi goes really sour the longer you leave it in the fridge because it keeps fermenting.
Yeah, I prefer the more sour ones. because it has more flavor. It's sour. I like sour stuff, so can't argue with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if you leave it in the fridge, it's fine.
Yeah. Okay. So here's the question that I have. In the UK, we have something similar to the cup noodle, but it's not cup noodle. It's pot noodle. I don't know if any of you guys have tried pot noodle before.
I've had the green one before.
Yeah, it's the green one. I think that's the chicken one.
Yeah.
There's a common theme here.
How does it? Is there any particular brand?
It's actually called pot noodle. It's called pot noodle.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they sell it here as well, but I never bought it because it looks very cheap.
Really? But where you are, right?
Yeah.
Really? I thought it was a UK thing only.
Is it invented in the UK?
I think so. I feel like it is.
Oh, I thought it was American because I mean pot noodle. You know what I mean?
It says Wales. Somewhere near Wales, it was produced, and this is a country.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's United Kingdom.
Pot noodle.
I don't know. I feel like cup noodles. Maybe because I've had better noodles. It's like the one if I'm like really hungry and I need something cheap, I will buy that. But if not, there are better options.
Yeah, I would agree with you there. It's the last time I properly had pot noodle was I went like hiking on this Duke of Edinburgh trip that we had to do in secondary school, and we all got pot noodles because that was the only thing we could eat easy with hot water.
Oh no!
Oh wow! I mean, have you seen those MRE sort of packets? You know, where it's like
MRE.
Ready to eat meals, right? Ready.
These are like the things that people eat in the army.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, so everything's like
army
vacuum sealed. Yeah, and then you put
those
in the bag.
Are cool.
Those
are so cool.
Yeah, that's the thing in the if go out and buy like the self-heating single person hot pot because that's what they use essentially in it. And I gotta say it's good. It's way better than what I expected. I expected some like pot noodle tasting thing, but no, it tastes like cup noodle, like that kind of flavoring,
Yeah.
So yeah, go on and buy it.
Where do we get this from? I thought it was only like army issue. Can you actually buy these?
I think you can, but
you can, right?
I think so.
Sure you can.
I've seen people on YouTube eat them as like challenges and stuff.
Yeah, but then they special order it.
Yeah.
Order it on Amazon.
You can buy on Amazon.
So, yeah, you can't find it anywhere else. I'm pretty sure you can find it on Amazon.
Correct. Anything on Amazon.
Yeah, and then you can buy pot noodles in packs on Amazon as well. Speaking of pot noodles, there's another. Oh, it is okay. So the one that had like Asian street style by pot noodle. That's the one that I saw on the shelves in the beginning, and I thought because it's purple, I thought it was the same brand that makes the oyster sauce. It's called Thai something, Blue Dragon or
Blue Dragon. Blue Dragon.
Blue Dragon.
Yeah.
I thought it was the same because it's similar font, similar colors. And then also they have like the crazy flavors, Japanese miso soup flavor, Malaysian blah 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 flavor, So I mistakenly got mixed up, so I put one in the basket, but then I picked up and I was like, pot noodles. What do you mean pot noodles? So I chucked it. So I never have pot noodles. Next time I should have it just to experience how bad or it is.
Please do. They have all sorts of flavors. So they got the chicken one. They've got curry flavor. They've got
curry.
Bombay Bad Boy. They've got beef and tomato flavor.
Beef.
These all sound. So
What?
that actually sounds pretty nice, but their beef and tomato is not really beef and tomato.
What is it?
I don't think you can even call it beef.
No, it's more like a flavor, fake flavor.
It's more like, I think the closest description is, you know, when you eat like those packets of crisps which are like barbecue flavor.
Yeah.
That's perhaps the closest comparison I can make.
That's pretty bad.
Have you seen the other ones though in like UK, like super noodles, which is challenging pot noodles?
Yes.
What did?
Yeah, they come in packet.
Yeah, they come in
like
packet.
Bright blue, shiny packaging. I don't know who makes them, but I've never tried them before. But I do experience with this, where one of my teachers in school was teaching a food technology lesson, and after the lesson, he asks me how he cooks one of these. He held up a packet and he said, "How do you cook one of these?" And I thought he was just kidding, but no, he was actually serious.
But doesn't it have instructions like on the pack?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they have instructions, right?
Yeah, they do, but I think he got confused by the water content, like whether you add it to the bag or whether you put it in a pot or put it in a bowl, and like.
Okay.
He got super confused, so he literally just asked Marcus, "How did you cook one of these?" And he held up the packet of noodles. And I literally just said, "Just add hot water, sir. That's all you need to do."
Oh, that's funny.
And add your packet.
Oh, bless him.
And you're teaching food technology as well. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's kind of like. But haven't you had like cup noodles, pot noodles before? I mean, it's the same thing, but you just have to put it in a bowl yourself.
That's the thing. I think he's used to the pot noodle style. So the second you remove the pot and you've got a packet, it completely, overwhelms him. Does the packet become the pot?
That's
I think the concept of bringing a bowl into it doesn't quite gel with him somehow.
I can't imagine that.
I guess the kid is all pot noodles, whereas...
Yeah. Glad he figured out, I guess.
That's the thing, I never actually saw him cook the noodles, so I have no idea what happened afterwards.
He didn't figure it out! You pour hot water inside it.
Well, he didn't have lunch, bless him. He was just like, okay, I give up. I can't eat lunch.
Yeah. I think that very well was his lunch, and I think he was too embarrassed to ask the other teachers, so he decided to ask like a student instead, because that would be less embarrassing.
Yeah, that does not bite you in the ass at all.
Yeah. So, Mr. Chapman, if you're listening to this podcast, at least you know how to cook the super noodles now.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, now he can enjoy. Well, hopefully, maybe he can now enjoy Asian soup like noodles.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I think we could end it here for now, and then next episode we'll probably go on into gourmet ramen noodles or not, depending on how this one performs. Anyway,
yeah.
So thank you guys for being here, and thank you to the listeners for listening, and we will see you next podcast. Bye.
Bye.